Hi friends, Marty here in my tiny kitchen. Welcome again. Today I'm going to be canning apple jelly. I'm going to be making a traditional apple jelly and another one that's going to be spiced with cinnamon stick. I already have my mason jars sterilized in this pot. I have another small pot in which I am keeping my bands and my lids nice and warm after I clean them. In this pot I'm going to be making the actual jelly. And for the ingredients, I have 5 cups of pure apple juice without sugar added, and I like to use the brand Simply because it doesn't have any of the sugar, so it's really delicious. To that I'm going to be adding 7 cups of sugar. It sounds like a lot, but it's necessary. Also, I have half a cup plus a teaspoon of real pectin, a cinnamon stick that I'm going to infuse a jar with, butter to prevent it from foaming too much as it's cooking, a little bit of vinegar. It could be apple cider vinegar, it could be regular white vinegar, to wipe the rim of the jars, and a paper towel to help me clean things up. I love using apple jelly for so many things. Right now it's the holiday season here in Canada because Thanksgiving is just around the corner. It's pretty much in a few days, and it's open season now for the holidays. So I find that it's difficult to find apple jelly here in Canada all year long. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make a few jars so that I can have them for like at least 6 months. I'm gonna start by placing my 5 cups of apple juice in here. My pectin. And I'm going to bring this to a boil. I'm going to be stirring this constantly, and I will add the rest of the ingredients once it has come to what they call a rolling boil that does not break. And by that I mean, if you are stirring and you keep stirring and the water keeps boiling, that means you have a rolling boil. So this is going to take a while, but we'll get through eventually. I think what I'm going to do is get my rubber whisk to ensure that this all mixes well. And I have a little station here lined with parchment paper where all my equipment will land so that it's nice and stays very clean. Okay, I've come to that point where I do have a rolling boil. As you can see, I stir it and it doesn't stop boiling, it doesn't break. So that means I am ready to add my sugar. And the butter. It's just a tablespoon of butter. And really that's just to help it so that it doesn't foam too much. Now we're going to boil this and bring it back to another rolling boil that doesn't break, and let it boil for exactly 1 minute, and then we're ready to can this. This has come back to a rolling boil that doesn't stop, so now I'm going to have it on for 1 minute, and after 1 minute I will stop. That's it. They're done. Now, this is how you know that your jelly is going to work, that it will gel. If you put it on a spoon, you see that it coats it and it stays there. Run your finger through and you get a nice clean line. I don't know if it shows up, but it creates a nice clean line that it separates. So that's a good indication that your jelly is going to set. So now I'm going to get my jars. Now, I'm not a canner. I don't have the canning equipment, and I'm just doing a few of these. So I'm just going to be using some tongs. I'm going to try and be very, very careful so that I don't burn myself or get any water in here. And you want to fill your jars where you leave a quarter inch head space. I think that's pretty good. Just to make sure that it creates a really good seal. And you want to just be able to tighten it, but not so super tight, just until you can't go anymore, but don't force it. Okay, so there's one. Doesn't that look pretty? I mean, those colors are gorgeous. It just screams awesome, doesn't it? All right, so we want to work quickly because we don't want the gel to set in here. Okay, the next one that I'm going to make, I'm actually going to put some cinnamon in there because I'm really, really interested in having one that has a little bit of cinnamon spice. I don't want it to have too much cinnamon flavor, but I do want it to have, you know, a simple cinnamon that it feels like it's been laced with a little bit, not too much. So I believe this is a Mexican cinnamon that I have here, so you can peel it very easily. I'm just going to put in a little bit, not too much. This is strong. Who knows, this might even be a lot. Just gonna place it in there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these back to the pot that I had the other jars in, that I was actually sterilizing the jars. I'm going to leave those in there so that these don't bounce around too much. And once I see that they're boiling, I hear that they're boiling, I'm going to remove the lid so it doesn't spill over. And again, let them boil for 8 to 10 minutes. And then we're done. All we have to do then is just let them rest and clean the jars. Now it's the tricky part because I don't have one of those tongs that's for removing jars from boiling water. So I'm just gonna try it here with these tongs. Oh, I forgot to. I'm going to place a nice clean towel here on my cutting board so that they have a place to hang out. Oh, that's the one with the cinnamon. Here they are, all 4 jars. I'm happy that I was able to get through this. I've been wanting to make my apple jelly for such a long time, and I finally got a chance to do that. I feel ready for the holidays, and so now I can do a lot of baking and a lot of roasting, especially like pork, like a crown of pork, is it? Or pork loin. So delicious when you put a little bit of the apple glaze on top of it. And of course, so many other cookies and cakes and things that you can bake with. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you make this. And until next time, thank you for sharing some time with me.